Welcome back to another episode of the Highlight Reel. Today we have a very interesting episode. As you can see, I have some special guests, and we are going to be talking about a lot of things around Valentine's Day, love, relationships, all the things of that nature, all the things of the like. And I just wanted to have a talk with guys because sometimes I feel like we aren't heard and aren't listened to or whatever. And I also think. Okay. Hey, you got a good point. Got a good point.
That's fact.
That would have been fair. We needed a white boy.
And I just wanted to have a good dialogue with y'all. Me and you, at the very least, we always go back and forth. And I figured, we add some other people as well that's going to do the same. So I thought this would be interesting. So how's everybody doing? What's y'all names first? What's your name?
My name is Amari Dubose, and I feel great, man.
I'm Jashua, you know what I'm saying? I'm crazy good, man.
And what's your name?
My name is Turtle Soup. Turtle Soup.
Okay. Turtle Soup. All right. And again, I'm Jariah and everything. So first question I'm going to ask everybody is, is everybody in a relationship?
I am dating, but I am not in a relationship.
Okay. Dating? Okay. I am not in a relationship.
They don't do that where I'm from. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay. All right. So what's all right? So let's go ahead and start. So what's keeping y'all from a relationship right now? Or why aren't y'all in a relationship?
You want me to go first?
All right. Y'all can go in whatever order y'all want, man. Whoever want to start it.
I'll go first. I can go first.
Okay.
I think part of it is me. Like I got out of a relationship a couple years back, and some people may feel like, okay, that's plenty of time to heal and get over it. But like I feel like I was like heavily emotionally invested into that situation. Like it wasn't a marriage, but I take that commitment serious. I don't want to waste nobody's time.
Yeah.
So just like going from that, also still growing within myself, because I feel like I was a real big people pleaser as well within that relationship and throughout my life. So just like overcoming all that to finally hit a point where like, okay, let me like just balance it all. Like obviously I would love to be, helpful and save everybody as much as I can, but I can't do that. I gotta love me just as much too. So I'm just learning that part. And then on the other side of it is I feel like I want a genuine safe place. Like I don't think as men we really like sit down and get past the trophy wife and she fine or she got a fat ass type of mentality to like, okay, what can you genuinely do for me as a person? And do you honestly see me for me, not as just a black man or a motherfucker from Ohio or Cincinnati, but Jariah, Amari, you know what I'm saying? So
Turtle Soup.
Okay.
Exactly. Like, so yeah.
Okay.
Loaded answer, my bad. But
nah, you good. We gonna dive into some of that. Go ahead.
Really, like, I guess I would say that for me, like, I'm in the process of working with something right now, and it's trials and tribulations. You know what I mean? So, I guess like, I know this might sound kind of controversial, but I don't like to give a person the feeling of security without me having that same thing. Because I feel like as a dude, like, females can do things that can make you feel like, oh, I don't know if this is necessarily going to be the case. But sometimes you got to kind of force that shit down your throat. Nah, for real though. Yeah. You really have to
swallowing the hard truth
because of the way that, like, I guess you say, they kind of frame the way they talk to you. Like how they can almost make you feel bad for saying what you said. And I try to make sure that I don't let that happen. I try to really look at what's going on. And so when I see that, with the person that I'm talking to right now, we're going through trials and tribulations, I'll take a step back and say, okay, how are you going to move now when I do this and take away that same security and see if you actually mess with me as a person, not just, oh, we make money together, great. Oh, we have a good thing going on. All those little things that are not necessarily what's going to keep you stable and what's going to make it last. I care more about it lasting than being fun, I guess. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's a fire way to
Turtle.
look at it.
Go ahead.
Personally, I say like why I'm not in a relationship is like I personally can't fund the woman, like any woman, like at the moment, to where it's like I can balance them in my lifestyle right now. I wouldn't be able to balance a woman in my lifestyle. And like even the women that do come and that's probably right for me, I just don't treat them right at the moment. So It's just like I don't give them what they deserve. I say I'm not giving the right women what they deserve. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Self-awareness.
You say you're not giving them what they deserve. Okay. All right.
Like, because a person know they worth if they actually worth something.
You feel like you can't give them what they deserve
Like,
right now.
Yeah, right now. It's just like I'm not like mentally like able to do that or like sustain this actually quality of a guy that women do want, you know what I mean? And not just like want to like have sex. Like personally, I'm not a dude that try to always get the sex or have to talk about it. But the conversation always comes up if a woman is always like complimenting you on something about you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm not trying to get off more. I feel like I ran with this shit now. Niggas is ran. But like personally, I just can't give a woman what she want right now. Like, and I just know that I won't be able to balance it. It'll just be too much. And like, I'm gonna probably show less interest in her, and it's gonna be probably very known. Like I'm pretty, like I'm an open book about stuff, and then I might even just tell her, like I'm not really about to do all this for you. Like,
okay,
if you want to be around me, cool, but just know I ain't gonna do that.
So let me go ahead. I think that I'm probably Jashua, I don't know if I relate to yours so much, but I get why you said that. For me, I also feel like there are certain things that I still want to work on before I get in a relationship, but I go back and forth between if those things can be built while that relationship is also being built. Because do I want to be with somebody that gets me as a finished product? I'll never be a finished product, but you get what I'm saying? At the close to the finish line compared to someone building with me and help me do these things, and I learn certain things as I grow. Those are things that I think about a lot right now. And I know I'm trying to get to certain points, but I'm not there yet. So it requires a certain level of patience from myself and from that person. And I don't know if I'm 24. A lot of people that I'm interested in or whatever are usually around there, anywhere between 22 and 28 or whatever. So I'm wondering who has the patience. And then it's like, if they do have the patience, do I even want to put them through that? That's the other part. And I feel like I've maybe self-sabotaged on that, but I don't know. So I'll tell you. Go ahead. So now we can start breaking it open. Go ahead.
To me, the way I see it, I don't like the way that like the relationships are framed nowadays. In this economy, like a breadwinner is a very hard thing to be. Let's just be honest here. So when we as men, like, we
how
gotta,
you define breadwinner?
Like, so a guy being able. Okay, let's be realistic here. How old are you?
I'm 29.
How old are you?
24.
How do you?
24.
And I'm saying it takes about 55 average to make the most amount of money that people say that you're gonna make, right? Yeah. So realistically, for you to be a breadwinner right now is not gonna happen. So that's why I'm saying, in this economy right now, for you to be trying to, I'm gonna handle this and put my boots up in my straps and do this, it makes you look stupid.
But then is that
the way I see it? Because, bro, okay, look, this is why I say, even if you don't believe me, how about you ask a woman that is in her 50s? Because I guarantee you she would not tell you to pay everything for no female in your same age group. I guarantee you she won't.
No, that's fine. Facts. I did it.
Because their economy was different, because they're smart. They know it was different then than now.
Okay.
So if you think, why would you listen? Why would you not listen to them? They know better. Because that's the elders. That's how you feel.
I hear
you feel. You got to think about what makes sense.
Right. I think my thing with that is, yes, you want to listen to them, but that's not who you're actually looking at and trying to date. So,
oh gosh,
no, I think that makes sense. So you're saying you, like us as men, we should ask those women and those ladies, right?
Yes, and they should be looking for the same people that are putting out those same things that they're talking about, and not looking for what makes your penis satisfied. Not just the fact that she looks good to you, not just the fact that she talks nice to you and all those things, or she makes you feel like you're motivated. Is she able to get y'all to a place to where y'all can grow in this economy? Or are you just going to be breaking your back for 10 years and then you get tired of her once you get to a certain place? Because that's normally how the shit goes. And nobody likes to talk about the real shit of that, but that's the truth of it.
I mean,
you have thoughts? Oh, you got whoever want to go.
For the most part, no. I agree with what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I think we got a difference in breadwinner because of that, my definition is modified a bit. Because I feel like anybody that's able to, for the most
Provide.
part, sustain themselves is a form of a breadwinner, because I'm not becoming a liability on you, regardless of role. Because and then on top of that, like, we just, from a mental perspective, like, I think a lot of people fail to understand where that comes from. Like, the women of those times just didn't have that as many options and power as they do now. Now, don't get it twisted. We still got a long way to go.
So are you saying
know
that's
what I mean?
why that perspective will be skewed
Yeah.
and not in our favor necessarily? Or in our favor?
No, not in our favor.
Okay.
People had
That's
to pay
facts.
more because they couldn't do as much.
Okay.
Now they can do more, so it's obvious that they're going to be able to.
And it was a more of a possessive and control thing as well. Like, I think
it was
and
normal.
somebody can correct me in the comments or whatever. But I think what it wasn't until 1975 that married women could get their own, like, credit card or something like that. Like, and my mama was born in 1975. And I feel like I got a young mom, so it's like little stuff like that. Like, it's just the issue in the system that white men created. You know what I'm saying? We enable it as black men, and that's the shit that we gotta, fess up to. But from a power, we didn't have that power, so we couldn't necessarily create that. But we do benefit from it as men. So you just something you gotta.
So, because I think my thing is, for a lot of young men, sometimes it might feel like we are maybe making excuses as to why we can't be this man or be this guy. But for some of us, that's our reason. It's like, this is why. And I'm actually trying to be proactive and not getting you involved, because if I do get you involved, then you're not going to like what you will have to go through with me right now. If I know that I won't hit my financial peak between the ages of 40 or 45, 55, whatever it may be, I'm half of that, barely, right?
So just ain't sticking around for that, man. I can just say that much. I can just say that.
Yo.
I can say that much.
I'm just saying, in reality, I wouldn't say it that way. But in reality, there are plenty of women that wouldn't want to stick around. But can you fault them for that?
Yes. Like what? Like,
because
come on.
Again, we don't. Okay, you're trying. I'm gonna say this again. Yeah. I don't know. I hope I'm probably going to have to say it like 5 times. I feel like you cannot attribute traditional values to a non-traditional society.
Facts. Oh yeah, I agree.
That's a bar, right?
I agree with that.
Yeah, they be expecting. They expect.
Let me finish though.
Cook.
You cannot put it into a traditional. Do we live in one right now? Or
no.
Yes or no? No, we don't. So since we don't live in one, all this shit that you're saying only applies when the houses cost like $20,000 a $20,000. Like, bro, it's not the same. Have you looked up how much a 1-story house costs nowadays in Cincinnati?
Sure.
Have you looked it up?
No. 2-bedroom apartment with 1.5 bath.
1.5 bath.
It's over $1,000 easily.
Man.
Every
half
time.
a toilet seat.
Especially if you want to go somewhere that ain't in the fucking hood. Every time. And even the hood places now, they're getting a nice store. They're getting nice stores. They're getting a nice apartment so they can charge you more.
Yeah.
The prices are getting more expensive.
My hood is getting taken over by white people. I'm from College Hill.
Everybody cannot be a doctor.
Swear.
Everybody cannot be a $300,000 a year nigga. Everybody cannot make a whole bunch of money. So realistically, everybody cannot be the breadwinner that classically was thought of. And that's why I like what he was saying.
Hold on.
That's why I like what he was saying, because when he said that it's a breadwinner needs to be modified, he's correct.
Oh, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. If it needs to be
modified, then that means that everything that we think about it needs to be changed in too.
So I can agree that it may need to be modified, but I also don't like the idea that so statistically speaking, can every single person make this certain amount of money? No, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to aim for better.
Why?
Why not aim for better?
Okay, let me ask you this.
Every time, bro.
No, for real.
I'm listening. No, you're my dog.
What's wrong with accepting where you're at and being happy with what you have? What is wrong with what makes our society feel like we have to go this way and then this is better than this? What if you can't do it? And then what's that going to cause you if you can't do it?
If you tried and you can't do it, that's one thing. That's try.
That's easy to say. But you got to understand the results of how people feel about that. As a man, okay, if I tell my wife, I'm going to try to do this, and I spend, I don't know, our $20,000 savings on it, and do you think it's just gonna be okay? And I have a wife that has the same type of mindset that you're talking about with traditional. You think she's not gonna leave, or she's not gonna have a problem with it in a certain way, or you think she's gonna stick there and say, "Oh, I got you, baby. We're gonna handle this. This is okay. We can get through this." That's not really how typical modern women think. I mean, you hear all the time. It's not like I'm talking about fucking air here.
I think y'all on the same side overall. I think y'all addressing two different
maybe
things,
angles. Y'all judge it from a different angle. That's
like
all
for
it
the
is.
most part, I think y'all agree with like
More than y'all do.
I want a team. I want a teammate. Like
Yes.
it shouldn't just necessarily
Yes.
from a. I love sports, so I'm gonna give y'all. I love sports analogies too. So like, it shouldn't be from a perspective of like, all right, I'm the only player on this team that can drop 50 or 40. Like, nah, you should want to be with somebody that can equally drop 50 and 40 on any given night as well, and y'all complement each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's y'all lead the team to the championship that way. Versus back in the day where it was like, okay, this is the one.
It was a one-sided thing.
The one from a fight.
One baller. Yeah.
I also think we only talking about from a financial perspective. I think
that's what we are talking about.
Money wise,
that's what I'm speaking on.
That right now.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, emotionally, it was more probably. Well, hopefully, well, maybe not.
Who the fuck knows?
Maybe it's the stories we hear now. It was not. It was not.
Apparently.
So, and also, I feel like it's a matter of like finding your person. Like there are some women and men in this day, in this era, who still thinks like that, and that's who they want to be with, and that's okay. Like if that's what you want, and y'all make that work and be a great couple and a healthy couple and raise the babies right, or if y'all take that route, whatever the case, then by all means do that. But that may not be your person, and that's where, like when I was saying earlier about just everything with the dating process, them the type of stuff you got to figure out. Like, okay, are you my person in that regard? And not just the financial perspective, but religion is very important too. Marriage is very important. How y'all look at dating is very important. Love may mean one thing to me, but to y'all it may be a completely different experience. And that don't take away from neither one of our perspective, but if y'all don't understand that we speak a different language within the same language.
Oh yeah.
Unnecessary issues. How many you
unnecessary issues? That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? They playing chess and you playing checkers, or vice versa. Like y'all not even on the same.
Nah, I hear you. Wow. Okay, Amari, you
I will say this.
cooking?
Too. Can I add something?
No, go crazy, good brother.
To me, the difference also between what we're also saying. Let's do a time frame. Let's say we go his, because we're not really. To me, we're not saying the same thing, and I'll say why.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's just do routes.
Right.
If I'm giving his route, I would get myself to where I'm at. Okay, think about it. Let's just be nice and say maybe around 35 to 40, the nigga get that shit handled, right? We get that shit handled.
okay?
The women that are at that same age probably aren't having kids anymore. So what are you gonna go to?
Okay.
You're gonna go to a younger female, right? I mean, you kind of have to if you want you want a lot of kids. We're talking about him specifically.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're talking about two different.
And we live in my
This way you know somebody.
No one will look at you differently because of that either. You know, and I'm pretty sure you know that.
What you mean? Because I want a bunch of kids?
No, but like say like how he said 35 to 40, and if you have to go for younger, no one will look at it differently.
I'm not disagreeing.
It's norm. It's under the norm now.
I agree. I will say that's what is hard for me to think about sometimes, because if I'm 24 and I'm also trying to look at somebody else that's 24, 25, 26, whatever, or 22, 23, then we're kind of around the same area. But if I'm not where I need to be, that means that's gonna take time, and by the time I'm ready, where they gonna be at? Maybe there, maybe not, maybe past it, whatever. But it makes it hard to be able to say, well, this person right here in my current time is not gonna work. But now because I got it and I'm ready here, I gotta go younger, when you might not want to do that either. Right. So it's just, when I think about both sides of it,
and that's why I'm saying that we're saying from
for real,
because to me,
because now you just want more fun.
Sometimes sticking
that's all you can think about for life now.
Yes, I'm not saying that it's easy to find. I'm not saying you're guaranteed to find it, but to me, like when you have like somebody that can stick down in the mud with you, I would say go for that, because those, like, if it works, that's a great thing to have. A female that is willing to build with you, it's such a rare thing to have, and when you have that, that can change your whole game, bro. I'm telling you. That's why I'm saying that we're not talking about the same thing. Okay. I'm talking about look for that one that's not thinking the same way that you're talking about. And that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. We're not talking about the same thing. You're talking about like getting there and then getting it. I'm talking about building it with her, because that's what they did.
No, that's not what I said.
You said allow me to reintroduce myself.
No, so I guess what I'm thinking about is what I think I'm gonna have to face. What I want is what you're talking about. That's what I want.
Wait, what?
So I feel like the word that we have to deal with and the word that we deal in is kind of more what I'm talking about. But what I would want for myself is what you're talking about. So someone that'll build with you. That is what I would want. But then,
well, then what are you looking for in a woman?
So hold on.
I don't find that.
Hold on.
I don't even think it's a woman. And, my bad. I'm not trying to speak for you, but I'm just going off of your response earlier when you said why you were single. Because I can relate to like how you feel, but I also feel like from knowing you a little bit more, I feel like you're almost a perfectionist with it. Because I don't think it's because you said something like, I want to be close to the finish line. I don't think it's necessarily a finish line type of threshold. I think it's more of a like, okay, when you get to the point, again, I'm going to use a sports analogy. When you get to the point of your career where people expect at least 20 from you, like that is your floor. And I think that's probably like where your focus should lean a little bit more. Like, cause like man to man, like I don't think there's nothing you can't do relationship wise. I think you hold yourself back because of where you feel like you are. But I think mentally and everything that you have is more important than the financial, maybe the materialistic side, especially considering it's subject to change, because right now your focus is on the media and the podcast side. But maybe 10 years from now, that's not your focus. But you still have to, it's still a start journey. You see what I'm saying? It's still like, okay, well now I'm still at the beginning of this stage of my life. And that's going to always be subject to change. So I don't think you can necessarily look at it from the materialistic or like where I'm at in my life. Because I think mentally, based on what I know about you, you are good enough. So you are stable enough.
Let me stop you right there then, because we kind of said that we was kind of experiencing the same thing. So we kind of feel like that we are not at a certain point. Well, am I reading you wrong? Or is that what you were saying?
I'm not at the point I want to be, or where I'm comfortable. I'm not comfortable enough of giving somebody all that, or giving them exactly what they're asking for.
So do you agree with what he was saying then? Huh? Like, do you feel what he was saying, where you feel like you holding yourself back? Because you might have all the other things that you need.
Yeah, because I'm aware of it. Yeah, I am holding myself back because I'm aware of it.
He also said he feels like he can't
I can't balance
treat them the way they deserve.
Yeah, like I'm not right in my head yet, nigga.
You didn't say that.
I ain't right in my head yet.
I want to be yet.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Like, I know
you're literally talking about accolades. You want accolades and things that are going to get you to a certain point that make you feel like this.
My accolades
I would say you want a status. I would say there's a status that you feel like.
I want a status too.
I agree with you.
I need a status
because he kind of like.
He don't like.
I don't need a status.
No, it's more of a
he don't like say it, but we saying the same thing. We're saying the exact same thing, but you don't like what I'm saying. You like arguing with me, nigga. I don't be understanding it. We said the exact same.
No.
Okay, so tell me what's different about what I said than what he said.
So maybe I'm just hearing it different.
I know, you be completely wrong. Maybe I'm still
it's the same thing, just said differently. That's all it is.
We're just saying it two different ways.
He said, maybe I'm hearing it differently, obviously.
We're saying it the same way.
Because like, I don't. So the status, yes, there's a certain point I know I want to get to, but I'm not against getting to that point with someone. I guess the struggle is, how do we fight like our own pride as men? Because I think that's something that I go back and forth with somewhat. Because
it might be a you thing.
Maybe.
You're in fear of seeing the thing that you talked about?
I don't feel that one.
Not anymore.
Wait until you're 45 and 50. You're scared to see that. You don't want to see that, do you?
That women were like that. I had to learn that women like felt towards you if you did. Like, I didn't know that like I thought only took love. I was kind of naive in that standpoint, to where I didn't realize that you had to achieve certain things to get women to be attracted to you in a certain way. So I didn't have that same thought in my head. So no, I actually I didn't understand that when I was younger. It took me a long time to get, like, when I was grown, I got that.
So
did you ever thought?
What is it? Nah, I feel the same way. Like, cause I say what I believe is, like, until you get to a certain status, like, a woman won't acknowledge you as a man yet. You know what I mean? Personally, or if you come to them as a hobo on the street, we done seen the gold digger pranks and all type of stuff. I'm pretty sure y'all done seen one before. And then a hobo, whether it's scripted or not, we all know that's a reality check. That's a reality thing.
All right.
You know?
So I hear that, but wouldn't we be able to say that those are like extreme So how many women?
That is extreme.
Your example is very extreme and
That is very
specific.
extreme. That is
an
very extreme.
Technically,
And so that's an extreme. But when you see that extreme so commonly, you gonna think that is the extreme. It's some women that would acknowledge you, but because that's what you see all the time, you might feel like you're not worthy of being acknowledged. When it's plenty of women that don't even want that or need that, because it's men that have money, get all these different things, and then they're like, "Well, this guy's an a-hole." Now, you might not be as rich as him or whatever, but I know that you treat me better. And that's what some people want. Some people want
say that to yourself.
So, okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. That's why I'm saying I go back and forth because hold up.
Yeah,
I don't want to have a revelation right here. Hold up.
Same thing, brother.
You should go ahead, bro.
Nah, it's just
Talk your shit, good bro.
bro. I don't.
You good, bro? Come on.
This is not an intervention, by the way.
It's not that. This is how niggas talk, bro.
No, I'm
This is a
just.
safe place.
I just feel like it's probably smarter to work on yourself, because then you'll have the confidence. You'll be at certain points. You might not need to have that, but for women that say they want to build with you, then you're thinking, do I even want to put you through that? And I feel like I keep bringing it up, but that's what's hard for me.
Yeah,
that's what's hard for me. But I do want to pivot.
That's your personality.
I'm gonna let you get your thought off, and then we gonna pivot to something else real quick. So go ahead.
I understand what y'all are saying. I think my issue with it is you should always be working on yourself. Like new information is presented literally every second of the day. So you are ignorant to yourself and the world around you if you think you know everything. There's always going to be a new threshold for yourself to hit. Like, the part of the issue with our society now is that we're kind of groomed to pick one thing when everybody got hella different shit they want to do. Like, I wanted to be a detective. I wanted to be a psychologist. I wanted to be a superhero.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, I want to do all sorts of shit. And as an adult, I still have that. Like, there's just a lot of different fields that are maybe not my strengths, but like, damn, I'm curious to see that. And I don't think I should hold myself back because I feel like it's not necessarily the fact that you can acknowledge that. I feel like that's enough. That you can acknowledge, okay, there's just some things that I want to continue to work on. That is maturity right there. And that's enough to, like, okay, I am good enough, because I always acknowledge both sides. But part of being in a relationship or being secure enough to be with somebody is, like, actually being willing to be there and standing on that. So, like, if you don't feel like you ready, that should be considered a turn off, man or woman. You feel me? Because it's like, well, you not really here if you don't feel like you ready. You feel me?
Or if you questioning
that's
it
still
too much.
something you gotta hit.
Okay, so I do want to pivot. I do want to pivot this real quick.
Oh.
So I know you do. So this is something that that's kind of been a thought in my mind, is because I feel like we may be talking about how maybe women aren't doing certain things for us or whatever. Yeah, I'm kind of want to think about how can we be better and more suitable as, potential partners for women. So I want to talk about, a woman's safety. Mm-hmm. How important is it to you to make a woman feel safe? And then what does that look like to you? And
that's a
matter of fact, I want you to go first.
Wait, what you said?
So
say it again.
How important is a woman's safety to you? And then what does making a woman feel safe look like to you?
You want a real answer? You want a real answer?
I only want real
Give me what
answers.
you got, bruh.
And I'm like, it's just where I'm at in my life right now, and like how I think personally. It's where I think.
Go ahead.
Personally, what a woman's safety is to me is like, I'm not Superman, you not Wonder Woman. We both can die at any moment. So like, if I'm not in the right time and place to protect you, or if you pissed me off 5 minutes ago, I might not want to protect you from this nigga that's about to rob us. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Like right now where I'm at, like I can't give you everything. And the security is something like I gave that to my ex a lot, to where it's like I didn't ever try to make it seem like I'm lesser than the next man that we ever come next to and all this. And it got me nowhere doing it with a woman that I felt like I did it for and I did a lot for her. But even then, it's like that was a girl that was not actually into me and I was just blind. I was funding this girl's life. So that's just me moving blindly and learning lessons. But it's like going through that is still like I'm sitting in that style of like I'm not hell nah. If she paid me, I'm a security guard then. Fuck it.
So
You can date your security guard.
So
Fuck is they
hold
talking about?
on. So are you saying that the safety is conditional?
Like shit, depending on who you are, yeah.
Because you said when you're not
Depending on the person, yes.
So a girl that you are with, a girl that you're with, you're saying that the safety is conditional.
Yeah,
it's conditional.
It's conditional because if I say this much, and I say this to women now, personally, like I'm a person that go into things for I have to benefit as well, and if I do not benefit in any type of way, you're like you're expendable. Like you're not you're replaceable. I can get another person.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there.
Wait. Is somebody out there?
Hold on.
Is somebody out there that will do what I'm asking or what I'm wanting? If you're not, that's how I feel about shit.
Okay, so do y'all think most men think like that?
Yes.
In their brains, yes.
Yes, I do.
I ain't gonna lie. In their brains, yes.
Okay.
I think he's saying what they actually want to say without saying it, if I'm being honest.
Shit, I think niggas say that. I think niggas definitely say that.
You think so? I
tell a woman that, bro. Personally,
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, maybe the algorithms that I be, because I don't be,
Yeah.
I see through the bullshit as a man, so maybe that's why. And I ain't trying to like rain. Yeah, no, I respect that. I respect your truth. I ain't trying to run in a parade. When he asked the question, I think I looked at it from a deeper perspective than how you answered it. So that's why I'm saying I'm not taking away from your truth. I think, but responding to what you said, I feel like I ain't trying to be in your business, but it sounds like you healing from something.
I am. I am in the process of healing from something.
That response came.
And that's why I'm saying it the way I am. That's why I'm like in this place and right now, my mind, like, and even right now in my head, like I'm conflicted with even trying to say like I know the right thing, but no, that's not how I feel deep down and how I will act with my actions. You know what I mean? These words is for real. I know I'm gonna follow up with being some to a bitch, like full on, like, and it's just like cool. Like I might even lie, knowing I don't need to. For what reason? Knowing damn well I can tell my full truth, and they might actually just still like me, just because of how aware I am of who I am. You know what I mean? And of what I want to work on. But I don't think most women are willing to work with me on that because it's like I'm getting to the age of I'm about to be 25. Like, don't nobody want to babysit some grown ass man. You know what I mean? Okay. And I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that, and that's understandable. But I'm about to be working on myself then, baby. You feel me?
Y'all think 25 is the threshold of grown ass man?
No.
No.
It's close.
No.
I don't know.
No.
I think it's a change in life and understanding in life.
Dang, I don't know.
Men don't stop puberty until around this time.
Yeah.
So I do think that there's a change that happens from 25 to 30, but I don't think that you become a grown man until around 30s.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
Even then, sometimes it might take longer. It really depends on the person.
And I wanted to bring it back and answer the initial question that I asked. So I actually, a woman's safety to me is of the utmost importance. And I mean, physically, emotionally, financially as well. It's just that part is coming as we discussed, right? That part's on the way. We'll say that part's on the way.
Yes,
but
sir.
I know when it comes to like emotional and physical security, that's something that I'm big on. Cause even I was talking to my friend earlier on the phone, and she was like,
Hi, friend.
Yeah, and I know for sure that, or she was saying, if she was basically saying, if I'm with him, I know I'm gonna be safe. And that's because if you are, and this is where I think the conditional part maybe comes in or came in for me. So naturally I want to protect people, protect women, but I'm also trying to be aware of my situations. And I mean like from a physical safety. But I've also realized that if you're a friend of mine, then of course I'm going to be more protective of you. If it's someone that I don't know, like, yes, I would protect them. But like if I was closer to you, yeah, I would have literally maybe protected you. But if it's one of my friends that's across the room, I'm actually going to try to protect them like that. But to bring it back, a woman's safety is actually very important to me. And I always try to make sure that that's one of the first things, because I think a lot of guys, what they kind of gloss over whenever they even are trying to get with a girl, right? They don't make them feel safe. And I think that's counterproductive. Yeah. Now,
like, how can we make them feel safe if we don't see them in person and we trying to text over online? How do you do that?
Well, you can. So if you're showing that you're emotionally secure or emotionally intelligent
in some type of sense,
and you are actually trying to get to know who they are, and it's also a presence kind of thing. You could be around somebody and not feel safe. Like you can usually tell when someone is trying to make you feel safe. And I know for me, I like to check up on my friends. I like to, like, if it's a girl I'm interested in, of course I'm trying to check up on them. I want to know how they think, all these different things. That way they become more comfortable with me. Yeah. I know in my experiences, that's a huge thing for me. And people have told me, you know, I'm safe. Like I feel safe or I feel comfortable with you. And that's because that's important. I think I want that too. If I want to be safe, I'm going to try and make sure that you feel safe.
Yeah. Let me say this, because I'm not gonna just sit here and lie. Like, that's how I feel what I said, but like I don't let it get to the point of where I will a woman over. Because I'd have been with, like, when I would numerous just women, and just like we go do something fun for the day, and I will even ask them. I'm the type of dude, I'll ask anything. So I ask them if they comfortable around me, and most women say they are. So it's like, I just know, like, for me to keep that up, I'm not going to do it because of where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like, the way I feel is like, it's just in that moment, and I'm not trying to go to the deeper levels of emotional, spiritual. I can't even look at those right now. I don't feel for that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see the need to like focus on that for me to further my life right now, to be like, oh yeah, let me see if I can be like this for a woman. Think about all this. That's doing too much. And like, I have ADD. Like that's I'm doing too many things at once. Like I can't do all that, bro. Personally.
But I think a part of the reason why I brought that up as well is because that speaks to your character and that speaks to who you are.
Yeah.
Like I want someone to make me feel safe. So I'm going to make them feel safe. Like I'm doing that because I know I want that. They may come off conditional, however you want to call it, but that speaks to who you are and, you know, how you want to treat others, because that's the golden rule. How you treat others is how you should want to be treated, basically.
Factory.
So
I'm aware.
That's why I try and do it that way. So what are y'all's thoughts on that?
Okay. Well, y'all two know me pretty well. I think y'all kind of already probably know what I'm thinking. I'm willing to kill, steal, and die behind anything that is going on with what I got going on. And the reason why I feel like that is because I would do that for y'all, because y'all my homies. You know what I mean? You know that anytime, any scene, you call me, because I'm going to take care of you.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with her. And it's the same thing with any female I'm with. If you already know how it is. So it's no question with me. I even try to keep myself up for that reason. Like that for me is that I don't like me. I feel like, don't get me wrong, this is a cocky thing to think, but at some point I thought that I was decent enough at martial arts to where I didn't have to keep going. I started going back again because I wanted to make sure that I was up on my stuff to make sure I could protect.
Yeah.
So to me, like, that's of the utmost importance as well. It's just I might not talk about it the same way that you do. It's kind of more like it's just how I am as a person. So you don't really
you gonna feel it.
You know that I'm gonna do that without me even having to say it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like her up there, like she don't really be worried about no nigga saying nothing crazy to her.
Yeah.
Because she knows that I'm gonna tweak before she tweak.
Okay. And I think that's definitely making sure that someone's secure, because it's like, all right, if he's not, I think I've basically run into that. Before you even have to think about it, trust and believe I already thought about it, and I'm already approaching it. Approaching it. So yeah, go ahead, Amari.
Well, shit, y'all really y'all touched on a lot already. Honestly, I agree. It's everything to me. From the perspective of everything I know, history wise, in relations to men and women as a whole, and then black men and black women specifically, and just who I am as a person, kind of what you said. Like if I love you, and what you said earlier about, you know, I know you and I'm willing to, like, if I love you, like, you know, I got your back regardless.
Exactly.
You feel me? And it's even heightened. Right. It's even heightened because, you know, I'm a straight man. I love black women. You feel me? And knowing everything I know, it's even more heightened with the knowledge I have behind that. So I mean, it's like y'all said, it's everything, man. I feel like it's from a relationship perspective, it's a lot of people kind of focus on, I guess, the emotional side, but I think it goes back to what I told you earlier. I think it's the physical, it's the sexual, it's the spiritual, it's the mental, it's the emotional, it's the financial, and not financial of the perspective that I gotta take care of you 100% like you my dependent, but from the perspective of, can I teach you something? What's the expression, like you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, but you teach a man how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. That's kind of how I look at it. Like, how can I, coming into your life, how can I make your life better by me being in it versus me being before? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I wasted your time if I come into your life and I didn't make it better in any way, whether that's,
I respect that,
professionally, romantically, or platonically. You feel me? And then I also have that mentality with the people I care about in general, but it's extremely heightened from just my love for black women. So it's everything to me for sure.
Okay.
I feel you. I ain't gonna lie.
So, all right, because we have talked about a whole lot. Because again, I never want these conversations to be what I don't really want them to just be like what women aren't doing.
Yeah, facts.
I always wanted to.
Crazy. I feel like we haven't talked about that at all.
Yeah.
And I just like I never wanted to be that. I always wanted to be what can we do? Because I think accountability is big for men and women, period. People that lack accountability are people I don't usually want to be around as much. And I think that it needs to start with us. So what is it that we need to be doing better? But I do have a interesting question. So do y'all feel like you are a man? Like, do you feel like you are a man in this world, stand on his 10 toes, do whatever he needs to do? Like, do you feel confident saying that, like, there's nothing else that... Or do you feel, if you were to say that, would you feel confident saying that?
That
Like,
you're a man?
Yes.
yeah.
That nigga 29.
Absolutely.
Nah, I'm just, I'm mainly asking because
That's a good question though.
Nah, that is a great
when
question.
you feel like there are things that you need to be working on, you might feel like you really lack in these areas. You feel like you are then lacking as a man and you're not man enough. And that's, again, maybe something that I deal with, maybe, but because like how we talked about earlier, as far as the things that are probably really important, I feel like I don't do too bad in them areas, right? It's just these other things that I know I want to do well and I know I'd be expected to do better in. That's maybe where I'm not so great at. But
you be having high expectations for yourself and don't live up to them, basically.
Whoa.
No. Oh, okay.
No,
My
I didn't say
bad.
that.
Wrong
I'm
approach.
saying,
Wrong approach.
No.
Is he wrong about what he's
I don't
saying?
think
No,
he's
what
wrong.
I'm
Is he
trying to
wrong,
add.
though?
I'm
Like,
trying
because
to-
I say this.
Is he wrong or
Wait,
not, though?
Because
trying
I
to
do
answer
that.
his
I'm a person
question.
that
Yes, no
does
question.
that, bro. I do that a lot. I say this much. I'm a Leo. So whoever out there that like zodiacs, y'all know how Leos
my
are.
gosh,
Like
it's
personally,
not.
like I put stuff in my head to where it's like I have to. If I don't act like this or if I don't do it like this, bro, like I know I feel like I'm less of than. You know what I mean? I'm less than what I want to be.
I
Maybe it's that
maybe
you don't
have
like
not
saying it.
lived up to them yet. I'm not saying like I
Shit,
feel like
the time passed in that moment. Like when you want it to be. That's how I be feeling.
To me,
I live in the moment a lot. So
like you saying that when people say that specific thing that you said,
you're hoping.
to me that makes me think that you're almost protecting yourself from the realization that it didn't work this time. You need to reassess. And sometimes I think so, and it's why, like me knowing you personally, I think that sometimes you don't like failure to the point to where you won't even accept it. I don't think you like failure for real.
I don't. Failure doesn't feel great. Failure doesn't feel great, but I don't agree with that because I've
don't agree
embraced
with it?
Not fully because I've embraced failures and I've experienced them with
Like what?
I mean, like relationships, stuff where I know I wanted to do that I have not done. Like I had a dream of being
And how
a
did
rapper.
you react to said things?
So it's
be a
not.
rapper?
I mean, it's not like I wanted to. I love. Back to the topic.
I'm sorry.
You good? I love like those are like there are things that I know I love to do that I feel like had I put more work into it, I could have done that,
Then that
and
means
I
you
can
failed,
accept
right?
that. Yeah, I failed, and I can accept that. But if I failed in that area, I don't want to keep failing in everything I do. So if I failed there, I can take that same energy and try and apply it to this and
Well, I
say,
think
okay,
I
I'm
think
doing
that's
that.
what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
think that means that you don't like failing and you try to modify it. That's exactly what I just said.
Don't like failing and try to modify it.
You don't like to fail. There's nothing wrong with not liking to fail.
I guess
Let me
no.
go back to what I said
feel
about
like that. I
I
can't.
fully
I'm trying to hear it in
the
my head.
perfectionist
You
side.
saying it like that?
You think I'm a
Yes, you
Y'all
are.
get-
What the
I
hell?
would agree.
Bro, you're saying this, bro. You just agreed that he said you was a perfectionist earlier, though. When he said it, you just let it be what it was without any type of context. But the moment I said that now you all of a sudden don't think you're a perfectionist. I think that you think you are. It's just that when it is applied to a negative connotation, which is not actually negative, you're trying to push back. It's no reason to push back. Not liking to fail actually has its positives and negatives. If anything, I don't really be caring about stuff like that. Sometimes that can make me become stagnant. A person that does not like to fail gets mad at themselves sometimes when they fail, and that can make them try harder. So I'm not saying that it's a negative thing. I'm talking about your personality, dude. That's just who you are. There's nothing wrong with it. You have to accept who you are, positive or negative, and there's positive and negative things that come with each one. You are a perfectionist. You like when shit gets right. Bro, the last time we was here, I'm not trying to put your business out
You
there.
good.
When we was sitting here working on the computer and it wasn't working, you literally said, bro, I ain't cried in years. I'm about to cry.
Did I say that?
Yeah,
Wait.
Don't do that. You did say that.
I was
don't do that. You want me to call her down here?
No.
You said that, cuz. And that's what I'm saying. You really do care about being right. You can't lie to me, nigga. I know you.
Okay.
So, can't lie to me.
When it comes down to it, bro, you don't like the feel, and it's okay. That's all I was trying to say. And he's not wrong by what he was saying. He's right, bro, for real. I think you need to relook at that.
I think most men are like that though.
We are, bro.
Like,
It's a pride thing, dude.
Because
And it's
there's
okay. When we aware, it's just like I say this much. Personally, I care about failing, but it's like I'm a person like I go into stuff not planning all the time. So it's like I know it's a chance of failure, so I don't feel as bad all the time. But I do in my own like when I'm like alone. You know what I mean? I do I actually pay attention to it and then cause attention to it. But say if I am maybe around my peers, I might not acknowledge it as much. You know what I mean? And that's just me keeping my shit up because it's like, bro, come on, man. You ain't got to put my pride out. Like,
you ain't got a lot of kick it either. Like, when it come down to it, we all like that. We all prideful men. Unfortunately, it's something that we all fight every day. Do we not
and we just don't talk about it all the time. That's all it is. We talk about other random stuff.
So to dive, I kind of now want to go into, I guess, pride and egos. Y'all have a hard time putting that to the side?
No.
For whatever the cause is?
When I was
especially when you're dealing with a woman, I'll say that.
Oh, yes. I do
Okay.
have to deal with that.
So you don't have a problem putting your pride to the side?
When it comes to like myself,
Not anymore. What you mean?
But when it comes to like women, I've had to learn that as I gotten older. That's something that I'm learning right now as I'm getting older. So I'm dealing with that right now. Like feeling like, oh, this argument is not worth all that we're doing. I could just go downstairs and go play the game and just stop talking. I don't. Sometimes in the moment, I don't.
He said, "Nah, man." He said, "You gotta address it. You gotta nip it in the bud."
No, sometimes it's not worth it, bro. Sometimes, like, bro, the argument, you winning that argument might not be worth what's gonna come after you winning it.
Fair. I can see you there.
And so I had to learn that.
What it was sounding like to me when you said that was you were kind of dismissing it. So you're not dismissing it. You're just saying.
No. Sometimes it's better to, okay, if we're arguing right now, we need to hold up. We're not gonna go to sleep until we finish this because you don't fall asleep on wrath. We're not gonna fall asleep until we finish it, but we're gonna hold off.
Damn there.
And let me play my game for a second. You go watch your little
Okay.
or whatever the
Okay, so like let's take a pause and come back.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I'm saying. But sometimes I'll get like, nigga, damn it.
Okay.
Start tweaking and shit. You know what I mean? It's not necessary. It don't be needed at the moment. And that can cause 2 weeks of dissension or a month of dissension. I don't even realize that I affected her in some way, shape, or form. Like, you know what I mean? So no, I need to work on that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He said, "I ain't gonna lie to you."
Did you have thoughts on that? Like you thought you were going to say something?
I feel like I mean I agree with what you're saying, obviously, but I also think it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Is you just kind of got to know your person. So like I think some people probably will respond better to it. All right, let's sleep on it, come back to it once I calm down. But for you and your lady, like y'all know y'all stress reliever, so that helps. Let me hit my stress reliever. Let me decompress from this situation, or let me take some time away from it. Because sometimes when you take time away from shit, you kind of like, all right, now I can see it a little different, or you try to be more empathetic. Like, damn, what was they really mad at me about? Like, whether you disagree or not, it's like the fact that they disagree with you, you care about that, so you're really trying to dig deep on what the issue is, shit like that.
Yeah.
So, for the most part, no, I agree 1,000%. For me, I say I don't deal with that as much as I used to, but like I relate to everything y'all saying. Like I feel like for me, and all of us, we're kind of groomed in this society, especially as black men. It's like, to put a cape on in a sense. Like we are held to that standard. And even from the opposite perspective, a lot of black women are groomed to be like, all right, well, you gonna fall into a man's arms one day and he gonna save you, sweetie. And so that mentality. And on top of that, we can take it even deeper into that. I mean, that's Disney Channel. We all grew up on Disney. Like it's always a princess or a damsel in distress you have to save. And I feel like that creates this dynamic of like, damn, I don't feel like I'm good enough to be that image.
Nah, I'm not.
That I'm held to. And you get to a point where like, okay, I'm really trying to be a perfectionist because maybe my car ain't what it need to be yet. Maybe my apartment ain't really where it need to be at. The decor in the apartment ain't where it need to be at. My job ain't where it need to be at.
And this is why you're saying that it is or is not to put your pride to the side. You saying that's why it is hard?
It is hard to put your ego and pride to the side because it's genuinely why that's how we're grown.
You see our age having Lambos. That's what he's trying to say. Like,
Right.
it's hard to see that and not wishing you could do the same.
Yeah.
Right.
And even take it a step further, I mean, we black boys, so our heroes predominantly are what? Athletes and rappers. And athletes and rappers live a lifestyle that 9 times out of 10 the average person may never get to or even want to get to. And it's not always as genuine from their side as well, because it's an image versus like what you actually have type of thing. It's the brand of that rapper specifically. So when that's all you've been like programmed to see or care about in a sense, and that's not to say we don't appreciate folks like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or Ben Carson or Barack Obama,
Like you
just
said, Ben Carson.
other black men who are dominant in a field or space outside of rap and sports. It's just that's not the image that you see. So it's going to be hard. Like, why is Jordan so popular? Jordan is so popular because of what it represents. Like, you got Jordan, so you really that nigga. Like, we all grew up in our high school era. Like,
No,
man, what the shoes looking like? And you know how much shoes cost? That's a lot, especially when niggas get wear size.
I just want to pivot it
shit,
over to Turtle now because I want to hear your answer on this too. So, because it sounds like from earlier, one of the first things you said was you feel like there are things that you need to improve about yourself. So, are you saying that you are putting your pride to the side and saying, I know I need to do this, and it hurts me to say it, but I'm putting it to the side to be honest with myself so I can better myself. So, are you saying it is easier for you to put your pride and ego to the side?
I say like a lot lately, like in a sense, yes, it's a little bit easier to put my pride to the side for like applying it to a relationship. If I am talking to a woman, for some stuff, I'll let it slide. It's just like, I just don't maintain the interest in people enough to like give them what they want. So it's like, it's not really hard for me to always put my pride to the side, because I'll let a woman win an argument, conversation, whatever you want or however people feel, because it's just like, at the end of the day, like, I know what I think about like when I think about arguments, it's like, if I dwindle on it so much, like, I'm just gonna be like in turmoil about it until I get like whatever questions I have about them answered. But things can just, I look at stuff now and just like, that moment's gonna go past. Like, it's more things that I'm gonna look forward to. I'm looking forward to the next argument. What's the next argument? I'm one of those dudes. Like, I don't care about this. I love that you mad at me. That's cute. Let's go. Like, I say I'm a little bit toxic.
I'm a little toxic.
That sound a little bit toxic then. Yeah, I'm a little bit toxic.
Oh no.
That's why I say like, and then it circles back. I have stuff to work on.
Nope. Okay, cool.
You know what I mean? Like, you know
know
certain
time though.
Being real.
You say, I gotta work on
No,
that.
that's
it's
bringing
a circle of little things I need to tink. You know what I mean?
That's bringing me something back around now. So, as far as healing, do y'all feel like y'all actually do what is necessary for you to heal from whatever you may have experienced in your childhood to whatever pride issues that you may have right now? Do y'all feel like y'all are doing what's necessary to heal?
I think we as men are all too slow about it.
Okay.
I agree.
Explain that.
I don't even know where to start.
Put it simply, like, first of all, we don't even realize we're dealing with stuff. You know, we don't even realize that as black guys, the stuff that we're going through is sometimes trauma. Even something as simple as like whoopings. Like they seem simple to us, but like when you talk about that stuff to other cultures, they look at you like you got like beat the like really think of, like, if you really think about that, and that can be that those things can attribute to trauma. At the end of the day, like and that's just one example. It's so many different examples. And then when you get to relationships too, you know, you're dealing with the same things that we just talked about. You're dealing with all the things that your mama might have told you if you live in a single mother household that you haven't unpacked about your own father, all that type of stuff. And then now you got a girl that's expecting these things out of you the same way, and then you can't complete those things, and then you get depressed about it. All these things that line up, like, come on, bruh. We all take a long time to deal with that, and some of us don't even get to beat it. That be the thing. Like,
yeah, it's unfortunate.
You fight that fight for life.
If you can do it or can't you, for real. I would say there's no time frame to it. I would say, can you do it or can you not? Because some men can't do it, bro.
See, I brought it up because, like you said, you was like dealing with, or it was sounding like you kind of like dealing with toxic, and that is. To me, when I hear that from anybody, there's something in there that is not doing the necessary healing that needs to be done. Because I would think that we should all want a healthy relationship. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm not talking to you, now you mad at me, now we get back together, we have makeup sex or makeup whatever. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
in moderation, maybe that is cool, but for that to be the relationship, no. I think that there's plenty of healing that we all need to do, but I know for a lot of men, we feel like, the world is on our shoulders, so we have to do these things. So therefore, everything I'm experiencing is, warranted or whatever, because I know where I want to go. So I feel like I don't need to be doing the healing necessarily. Am I making sense?
No, I feel you. No.
Type shit.
I'm just thinking about how I know us as men, we don't feel like we need to heal and
I
don't.
need to get finished with this, and once I finish with this, I ain't gonna be worried about that.
Yeah, but really, you doing that will help you get to that point and help you address the problems that you deal with, the insecurities you may have, to the way you can have a more flourishing relationship with yourself first, and then with a partner. Because somebody can usually see when you're healed. They can like feel that, because not everything that you say comes from a place of hurt, place of pain. You react to things differently.
Yeah,
So
I get what you mean. Nah, I'm a pretty open book about most stuff, so I would.
Yeah, so I look like you had a thought.
I would say, to me, healing is continuous. I don't think you're ever completely healed, simply because we live in a fast-paced society. So you don't really, if you really trying to, make enough money to support yourself and have something to actually live life and enjoy it while you still here. Yeah. You kind of got to get up and go a lot of the times, especially us as black men. We one of the more undereducated, We as black people, we obviously under-resourced and overly criminalized. So just everything that comes with that, you really got to beat those statistics and stereotypes, you got to overwork, and it's exhausting as hell. So I think because of that dynamic, it's hard for a fucker to really sit down and be like, damn, I need to work on this. Because I kind of go back to like how I was raised. Like I feel like in a single parent household, my mama had 2 boys as a single parent. So you on the go as a mother and as somebody that got to support 3 people. So I was like, do you have time to really assess yourself as much as you should? You feel me? Especially if you live in check to check, you ain't got a job they even give you the option to sit down and think. And I think a lot of people live like that, and people end up getting into cycles like that. We creatures of habit at the end of the day. So it gets to the point where you just so exhausted with life, you go back to your comfort zone, and your comfort zone may be that toxic person, or maybe this toxic show like on Zeus, or maybe you know what I'm saying? Or maybe for some of us it's like it's an unhealthy relationship with sex, or unhealthy relationship with weed or alcohol, and just everything that come with that. Or maybe it may be work. You may just try to drown that shit out with just constantly working, or going to the gym a lot. Like it can, I feel like too much of anything can get healthy.
Yeah, nigga getting too big.
Right at me. Big ass bitch.
So
okay,
it's genuinely hard to heal. It's basically what I'm saying. Like it's genuinely extremely hard to heal, because you just constantly gotta be in some situation, especially as men, on guard and alert at all times. Like, so it's hard to be vulnerable in a space. Like you might can do that in your home, but when you step outside the door, I gotta be ready, because you just never know. Like, and so it's tough, man. I feel like that's why we really gotta be more empathetic with each other, and I think it starts with us being more vulnerable with each other. Like, not thinking everything is gay and I gotta pause everything, but nigga, like, how are you doing today? Like, because I really care. Like, you understand that heart disease and all that shit that kills us the most because of all that suppressed emotion. So we really got to start with us. Like, bro, you good, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make sure, like, what's up? We all going through the same shit 9 times out of 10 anyway. So you probably, like, we all literally just share some type of experience, and we related to you. Like, damn, we all have healed and we're going through something. You say you still single because you going through that. I literally brought up my relationship and how much emotionally I invest. I can tell you care about your lady upstairs. Like, we all relate to that shit. So you really just, it's tough, but that's what we got to lean on each other. We really got to lean on each other. Like, bro, you good. Okay. I ain't even judging you, bro. I get it. But it's also another side of like, okay, what you gonna do about it? Because I try not to be like a morbid, but the military kind of pushed me towards that. And not even just the military, but just growing up in the hood. Like, you see death, or just who's still alive but die in spirit type of thing. Like, and you really have to fight for yourself every day. Like, and it's tough. Like, you really have to say to yourself, I am willing to do anything I can, healthy wise, don't hurt nobody, but to get myself to the next step. You got to fight for yourself, because a lot of this shit is slowly killing us. Like it may be the people around you that slowly kill your own mentality. Like you gotta fight that shit.
Yeah, and then then I got one more question.
That's it. Tangent over.
That nigga went in.
I feel is like
Bring the mic.
that's. Oh, sorry. The way I feel about it is like that spirit dying inside thing is like that like when I hear I pay attention to that because I feel like a lot of us have a dead spirit and don't realize it. And that's why I be feeling like sometimes we need to stop trying to accomplish and look for love because sometimes that's what you're missing. And that's why I be trying to push people that are our age to stop trying to, I need to do this so hard because that might be that one thing that you missing that could get you somewhere. And that's really what I be trying to say. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
Niggas might need that love.
And since we got
facts.
and now that we are at this point, because honestly, like this started off as a, Valentine's Day relationship kind of talk, but we got way deeper into it, which I'm happy that we did because it shows some of the work and some of the things that we have to do in order to show up in these relationships better, right? So my last question is basically, what are y'all doing to take care of yourselves?
I want you to go first.
No, I'm not going first. I would love to hear somebody else go first.
Okay, well, so I'll start then. For me, one thing that I do is, as we've alluded to, I like to go to the gym. I definitely feel like, and I've talked about this with some other guys before. I don't talk about it a whole lot, but I think when I go to the gym, that helps me use whatever sexual energy I might have, right? And kind of put it into a better source to basically better my life.
I've never heard that.
Yes.
That nigga be horny as hell. They be like, I'm going to
Listen, bro. Stop.
I used to do that personally. I need it.
No, stop, bro. Stop.
I understand because men are horny all the time. We're horny all the time.
This is not
Men are horny all the time.
Let me finish.
Most
Let
of
me
the time.
finish.
go ahead, go talk your
Let me
shit, bro.
finish.
Sometimes.
Um,
40% of the time.
You are.
but so if we are gonna go there are things that I would say are maybe in my family that I feel like I'm also trying to deal with and also trying to make good decisions with, right? So I try to use my energy correctly, and I know that's a way that helps me feel, more confident. I feel better. I feel like I'm working towards something because I know that I say I want to hit a certain weight goal and then I mess around and change it or whatever, but I know I want to get to a certain point. That's the way I do it. I do pray and I try to, ask for guidance, different things like that. What do I need to be doing as a man? I need things to be revealed to me so I can be who I need to be. And I do try to, kind of put my head in some work, do some things like that because I know not that I need the accomplishment, but I do feel like I am trying to better myself because I know I want to. If I better myself, I better my family, my loved ones, my community because I'm better because of who I am. And I also talk with some of my guys, things like that. But these are things that help me to kind of heal and help me, get to where I think I need to be. Mm-hmm. So
I think I kind of like the first thing I normally do when I feel like I'm like off, I change my diet. That's like my biggest thing that I do.
One.
I do that real heavy. I try really hard to make sure I put like.
That's a good one.
Because sometimes like I get. He been here for a little second. He only been living with me for a little second. So he'll see like sometimes I stop cooking with vegetables for a second. But normally I mince my vegetables in almost every meal. Like I'll use a blender almost every meal and pour vegetables in almost every single meal. Okay. And that way I get my nutritional value in every single time I eat. Sometimes I won't do that. And I try to make sure that little things like that I change. And then I'll try to make sure I'm drinking more water. Sometimes I let go of my beard. What I do? I go upstairs, I go like this, I get them clippers, and I do that shit myself, and I get my shit back to how I want it to be. And then I get my little beard oil, I take care of myself. I go and I do my hair. I do my hair over again, and I look at myself, I say, whew, I feel a lot better. And then I try to go about my day.
I'm happy to hear that, though.
That's usually what I try to do, because I tend to get into like depressive modes where like, I get like this. It just, monotony is really hard for me to deal with.
You like variance.
Yeah, I like when things vary. If I'm doing the same thing all the time, for some reason, it makes me like depressed. So I kind of have to.
I get why. I get why.
I get you on that.
The humdrum of life can make me sad sometimes. So I try to do things to take care of myself, to make myself look, oh, this is here. I'm here. I'm aware of what's going on. I'm not just going through the motions like a zombie of corporate. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been trying to do. And cooking too. Like cooking, like when I cook, I have to focus on the temperature. I have to focus on all those things. It makes me feel like I'm here right now. You know what I mean? I guess that's what it is.
Okay.
It's facts, man.
Imari, go ahead.
Damn, you just said a lot, bro.
You said some good stuff though, for sure.
You said some great stuff. What was the question directly again?
So basically, what are you doing to kind of take care of yourself, to heal yourself?
Yeah, okay. I definitely had an answer.
Yeah.
So it's double-sided for me because like I told you, I was a people pleaser growing up, you feel me? So I had to like escape that mentality, but I also had to acknowledge like that's nothing wrong with that. That just means I'm a loving, caring, community-oriented type of person. Like I'm not moved by money or the materialistic things. Like I care like what are we doing to make like the world a better place? Like I was that kid, like, okay, I want to, help change the world. I told you like Pop was my favorite rapper, so that kind of like sparked that just concept in my head. So from that perspective, like me working with more in the community and kids now and just like seeing the impact or being that safe place that maybe we didn't have as much, especially as a black man that's still fairly young. I'll be 30 this year, but I'm still young, especially in current society terms. And you got goddamn presidents that's 89 and shit, goddamn. So just I feel like that's kind of the proof of it, because everything starts and ends with people. Like regardless of how we feel about what's going on, it started and ended with us, whether it's the negative side of relationships, money, cars, legislation, laws, racism, sexism, homophobia, just all that. It started and ended with people. So I feel like you don't really know that you're, I guess, or you don't really feel like you're doing the right thing until you're around other people and realize like, damn, you've really helped me, or you've really made an impact on my life. Like just kicking it with y'all, like the positive vibes we've created and we just met as a, as a unit for the first time. Shit like that matters. The memories you created, that kind of shows like, okay, well, damn, like I do matter. I did make an impact on somebody, whether it was a small conversation, some laughs, or whatever the case may be. But on the other end, like, because I think like that, it can get very exhausting, and I can be depressed sometimes because it's a lot to take in, because the world is really up, and like our younger boys and just kids in general and society is really hurting right now, and it's gonna take all of us to help that, not just one person. So because of that, I gotta also like focus on me. So I am a gamer, like you said. I do watch sports. Like I want to get in the gym more. I'm a fan of MMA and boxing. I want to get into that more. You feel me? Like for me, a lot of mine is just like learning something new. Like damn, like I never thought of it like that. Or damn, like that's a new idea of cooking. Or like that's a new song or a genre I probably may not have been open to before. But that's a good ass song. Shit like it made just all of that shit.
Actually here.
You're here. Like
it's more. It's more.
You living and you exploring and you figuring out what more do I like. Like we joke like I ain't gonna do white people shit and all that, but like that's living. That's literally living. You ain't gonna go hiking because you feel like it's somebody
I feel like that a lot.
Nigga, what? But we African kings and queens, and we can like that's a joke. But okay, like you know what I'm saying? You gotta live, man. You gotta live for yourself. But at the same time, I do feel like we need to have a moral responsibility of just helping the next person, because we all going through the same thing, especially us as older adults. Like I feel like we all got a responsibility to the next generation.
And like so all and everything that you were saying, and as well as helping other people, helps you to feel better and to help you heal.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Spot on.
And then you said you didn't want to go first, so now you're going last.
Yeah.
So go ahead and cook.
What was the question? One more time.
Right. That was cool. So basically, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing for yourself to basically, heal who you are as a man? It could be the inner child. Just what are you doing to heal?
I'm gonna say at the moment, what I felt like I've done for myself is bring more materialistic things that I actually have wanted in my life and actually like upgrade in a sense. And when I say that, it's just like my last relationship is like I did that for somebody else. I wasn't really doing it for me. And even when I did do it, I try to do it to. Even when I did try to like make my growth for myself, I only did it to create an image that I wasn't able to uphold for a woman that did not want me, and she only wanted me for that image that I held. And it's just like at the moment I couldn't do it, or it's like I get a whole different person that I don't remember, or a person that like I don't like. how come we can't coexist anymore? How come we can't have the same conversations, or how come you feel like you can't talk to me about something? You know what I mean? So like I say right now, like it's just like I'd just been giving myself more materialistic things and more sitting back, like being around Jace like helps me think about like what I'm not actually doing as a man and on some real things. My nigga Spider like that.
That's 100.
So like and that's just a real thing, and I tell him a lot because I see my brother in him, and I'm a person like I'm on a real note, like he can tell you damn near I'm a person that if I speak about my brother, it sound like I idolize that nigga, and I really do. I look at my brother as my idol, and I'm not saying Jace is my motherfucking idol right now. I'm not saying that yet, nigga. I'm not saying
There's a respect there though.
But
like,
as a respect thing, it's
like damn,
it's like
I'm learning from my brother. Like.
And where I see like I done gone wrong into how I should heal myself and what I've been taking the wrong approach, what I've been questioning wrong. Like I've been asking myself the wrong questions or taking the approach to wrong or I'm trying to approach the wrong shit that I don't even need to be focused on. You know what I mean?
So you saying that you have been getting the thing that you wanted for yourself.
Yeah.
And you've been basically spending more time with like brothers that have been helping you. These are things that have been helping you to heal.
Yeah. And I say, I say personally and I say in the area of just being more of to do something for myself, man. And like actually stand on 10 toes and be like, yeah, bro, you can come over here and I can provide this for you someday. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm moving towards that type of man. And that's the type of man I want to be. And I've always told, like, anytime I've been with a woman is what I want to be is a provider. And when I say a provider is damn near a breadwinner. When I say the breadwinner, it's that I'm not about to say I'm the reason why the foundation is here, but I'm the reason why the foundation ain't gonna ever break. It ain't gonna never break because I'm here. You know what I mean? You here to put the plates, the kids, this and that to make everything look great for everybody out there that's looking at us. You know what I mean? That's how I be seeing stuff personally, and more of what I want when I do go into that lifestyle of like I'm a family man, and this is what I know what I do. You know what I mean? And ain't nobody gonna be able to question it because they gonna be able to see it. They gonna be able to feel it. They gonna be around my kids. They gonna be around my friends, my family, and they gonna be like, wow, that's some outstanding, or that's a hell of a guy. That's what I used to say. I'm a hell of a guy to bitches. Okay. You know what I mean? Women, I'm sorry out there. I'm like Dave Chappelle, you crazy, man. Come on. But that's all I got to say, man.
I'm finna put my editor to work. So I'm gonna say, but I just wanted to have this conversation with y'all because again, I think it's important to share our perspective because sometimes we might not share with one another. We might not share with the world. We might not share with our girl or whatever, whomever it may be. And I think it's important for us to hear each other, understand each other, ask questions, and, get a better feel, understanding, all that good stuff. But I want to say thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all for having this conversation with me. We went a lot of places. I'm not even sure if I expected it to come here. But I think as far as trying to get somewhere on a deeper level, it's not like we're going to be just talking about women just all day because we have to bring it back to, like I said, to who we are, how we feel, how we're dealing with the world, because that shows up in our relationships. So again, I want to say thank y'all for being guests on the Highlight Reel. Appreciate y'all again.
Highlight Reel.
Yeah. And I want to say thank you to the listener, to the watcher of this episode. I really appreciate y'all. I really hope that you ever take something away from this. Feel free to, type in the comments your thoughts on any of the questions that I had or how you're feeling around this Valentine's Day, how you're dealing with yourself, how you're dealing with love, however you want to share. Feel free to do that. And I hope that you were able to take something away from this episode. And that's been it.
Man, it's fine.
Turtle soup.
Man.
Turtle soup.
Here.